listening to three scary horror stories that are animated by I forgot who. I am so sorry, but once I done, I'll check the name. Like the videos actually is called three true horror stories. So I cannot actually, I don't know like what's actual the names. So I'm gonna just have to do it this way, and it is 28 seconds long and 28 minutes long and 43 seconds. So let's get into it. Yeah.
I was 12 years old when my parents died in a plane crash. My grandpa took me in, but he was too old to care for me. My grandpa had a friend who ran a convent school in a small hill station. He decided to admit me there so that after his death, I didn't end up in a foster home or an orphanage. One sunny morning, we got onto a train to reach the hill station. I suddenly became a quiet kid after the huge shock of my parents passing away. The convent was specifically for boys. There were hostels on the school premise. The school principal hugged me and said, "Hello, Richard. I am Father Baker. You must know, no matter where your parents are, they will always be with you. You will be taken good care of here. Think this place as your home now." My grandpa talked with him for a while and then told me, "I will come to get you for holidays. You can talk to me whenever you feel like it. Just ask Father Baker, okay?" I nodded my head, gesturing yes. I still remember my grandpa's tearful eyes when he waved me goodbye, standing at the school gate. The school was built in a valley, surrounded by hills. There was a huge playground in the middle. Honestly, it was hard for me to be on my own the first few weeks. But with time, I too adopted this new environment, like every other boy in the convent. Every hostel room had accommodations for 3 boys. My roommates, Chris and Bernard, whom we called Bernie, became good friends in no time. We were a team. They always protected me from bullies and any kind of trouble. Maybe they felt bad for me somehow. But whatever the reasons, they are the best kind of friends I earned in life. I am still in touch with them, and I will be as long as I can. Now, back to the story. Our room was faced towards a bushy field adjacent to an abandoned lake. It was the backside of our hostel. There were saplings and broken pillars scattered all over the field. The lake water was dark and dirty. One evening, we were sitting in our room and finishing our work for school tomorrow. Even though the weather was favorable, I felt a bit claustrophobic. I walked up to the window, and as I went to open it, Barney rushed towards me and said in a panicked voice, "What are you doing, Robert?" I got very surprised with this sudden feat of excitement in him. I replied awkwardly, "Opening this window. The room is feeling claustrophobic, so I thought." Chris got up and said, "No, you must never open this window after dark. It's a strict..."
Do you guys see how angry he actually is about this? About him opening a window? It's scary.
Rule. Rooms that have windows facing the graveyard should never be opened after dark. This was obviously some brand new information to me, even though it has only been a week.
I'm gonna go look this up.
Still searching
Are
for
you
the
kidding
perfect
me?
anime? Fun of
Alright, they said I can't actually find anything on Google about it.
Claustrophobic, so I thought. Chris got up and said, "No, you must never open the graveyard. Should never be opened after dark." This was obviously some brand new information to me, even though it has only been a week for me here. I knew almost every small detail about this convent and this place, but I never heard that we have a graveyard near our convent. With a confused face, I replied, "Where's the graveyard? I don't see any tombstones there. I mean, even yesterday morning when I opened the window, there was just saplings and trees growing in the field with the abandoned lake at the end." Chris went back to his seat and drank water from his glass. Barney told me in a low voice, "Sit down. We will tell you." I was more than surprised to see this sudden change in their behavior. After taking a pause for a few seconds, Chris finally started to talk. Many years back, this convent used to be a royal house of a British Navy officer. His name was Gerald Shaw. Mr. Shaw had a wife named Emily. Their only daughter, Samara, died from a brain fever. After their daughter's death, Mr. Shaw somehow managed himself. But his wife Emily couldn't take the shock. Pinned down with sorrow and depression, she drowned herself in the lake. Next morning, one of their maids discovered Emily Shaw's body floating in the lake, lifelessly. Mr. Shaw arranged a funeral for his beloved wife. They buried her in the church graveyard, but next morning, everyone witnessed a terrible incident. They saw her grave had been dug up, and her coffin lying over the ground as if someone took it out from the grave. Thinking it...
No. No. No, 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 no. No. Nope. Nope. I'm in my room alone, and now I'm scared. That did not help. It did not. No, it did no. Oh, no, no. That's scary. I don't like that.
A weird incident. They all buried her again. But the same thing happened 3 times consecutively. Every time they buried her, the coffin came out from the ground on its own. The church father then told Mr. Shaw that
I am moving my feet over my bed, and I am getting far away from my bed edge. Because I ain't trying to get kidnapped today by the monsters under my bed. You hear that? I bet you do.
his wife was a sinner, as she had committed suicide, which is an offense in Christianity. The Holy Church graveyard is refusing to accept her body. Out of rage and disgust, Mr. Shaw took his wife's body and buried her in that field, which was then the garden of the house. Since then, people say Emily Shaw's spirit roams that place at night, and if anyone sees her, she tries to get their soul by killing that person. She is still buried there, and her tombstone is probably covered in weed and saplings, hiding from the sunlight. I said, "And how much of this story is actually true?" Bernie looked at me and replied,
"And how much of the story is actually true? Wow, he's savage." Like, wow.
"Last year, a boy from room 707 fell asleep keeping the window open the entire night. He was alone in the room as his roommates went home for the holidays. Next day, when everyone went to call him for prayer, he was found dead. His eyes were turned to the other side, with his tongue coming out of his mouth. It was as if someone choked him to death in his sleep. Old places like this always come up with a bizarre story from its past. I got back to my homework saying, well, once you die, you are dead. This is the truth of life. Otherwise, my parents would have come back to me long back. Obviously, a comment like this silenced both Chris and Bernie that night. But with time, I realized how the entire school blindly trusts this story about the Shaw family. There were many rooms with windows facing...
If I hear that, I'm gonna trust the story. No matter no matter how fake it sounds, I'm trusting it. You cannot take chances. You do not know. You do not know if somebody's lying. You do not know if somebody's scamming you. You just don't know. That's the bad thing about life. You don't know about something.
The graveyard, so it was almost impossible to lock all those rooms. It even surprised me how each boy in our school solely believes this story and never breaks the rule by opening their room windows after dark. Even boys with windows facing up.
So, like, even the guy who owns the place, like, I don't know if it's called a priest or anything, he actually, he believes it too. That gotta tell you something. If an adult believes you, that gotta tell you something. My dad's playing music right now. And now I'm getting scared because scared. Scary!
The sides of the valley were scared to open them after sundown.
No.
I had no intention to make a fuss about all this because I hardly believed the story. And also, at the same time, it didn't bother me. So be it. I never cared about whether the window was open or closed. Holidays came and we all got ready to go home. We were packing our bags when our cleaning lady, Miss Bright, came in. She said in her caring nanny voice, "My children are ready to go home, it seems. Who will miss poor Miss Bright now?" We smiled and said, "We will be back soon and everyone will miss her." She was really caring towards all of us. She started to clean the room before holidays and we again got busy packing. Miss Bright opened the window and sunlight flooded inside the room. I went near the window and stood there silently, watching the black lake and the bushy field. Chris called me and said, "Let's go, Robert. Your grandpa is waiting downstairs." We left for home. It was a 1-month holiday. I stayed with my grandpa and had a lot of fun. My grandpa told me that my parents have left enough money for me, so I don't have to worry about my higher studies and life ahead. I looked at him and said, "Grandpa, do you believe people can come back even after death?" He obviously didn't expect such a question, that too from me. So he looked at me with surprised eyes, then said, "Well, they don't have to come back if they stay in your heart. Like your parents, they never left you. They are still with you." I was expecting an answer like that, so I didn't extend the conversation. After the holidays, we returned to our school. Chris and I were downstairs saying goodbye to my grandpa.
It's crazy how wholesome it was, and then it turned into time to get scary.
Bernie went up to unlock our room. The school allowed us to carry our own room key. As soon as he opened our hostel room, I heard a scream. We immediately ran to our room and saw Bernie lying unconscious on the floor.
Oh, hell no. That's time to get out of there. When you hear that, it's time to say goodbye to everybody and never go back. Actually, don't say goodbye. Just leave. No, it's not right. No.
But there was so much more happening other than that. The room was completely ransacked, as if someone took out their frustration on each and every piece of furniture inside the room.
I might actually put some, I'm gonna probably, I don't know, a person who's editing this, please put stuff on the violence thing that's on here, cause, you don't want to show that on YouTube, please, just cover it, cause I just, be family friendly. Well, we're not being really family friendly right now, are we?
Not just that, there were bloody footprints all over the room floor, and the window was wide open. It later came out that Miss Bright forgot to close the window, but I was not ready to accept this explanation that some woman's ghost did this to our room.
Okay, stop it. Believe what people say, please. Just believe it. Believe it, sir. You need to believe it. If that's going on, you need to believe something.
Suspended for a few weeks for her careless behavior. Bernie got admitted to the local hospital, and Chris went to stay with him that night. The excessive seriousness of the situation made me adamant to check out how much this ghost story was true. I was so angry with Miss Bright getting suspended over such a small incident that I made up my mind that night. After dinner, I came back to my room and opened the window. It was 8 o'clock. A cool breeze came in. The abandoned backside and lake stood still. The sounds of...
Kind of like if somebody said, don't open your door at night or something's gonna come in your room. You think I'm gonna open that door at night? If I have to go to the bathroom, no. I'm peeing my pants. I ain't open that door at night. You can tell me it's fake or anything, but I ain't opening my door. I'll keep it closed if somebody told me something's gonna come in my room. No.
Its chirping made the atmosphere spooky and mysterious. I went back to my bed and said to myself, let's see if you really exist, Emily. I don't remember what time it was, but I woke up hearing heavy breathing. As I slowly opened my eyes and looked around the dark room...
Can we stop with the noises, please? I hate the noises. The noises are so scary. I hate it.
Filled with pale moonlight, I didn't see anything at first. But then, all of a sudden, my eyes went to the window, and what I saw made me shiver. There was a woman figure leaning by the window.
No. Do I want to finish the story? That was a real scream, by the way. That ain't no fake scream. That's my scream. And now I am terrified. No. What is my life these days? I'll watch it just a little bit more. If I get screaming one more time, I'm leaving the video.
She was grabbing the iron bars of the window, and her mouth was wide open. I have never seen such a vicious face. Her mouth was so wide that I could see her uvula inside her mouth.
Don't zoom
She
into
kept
it.
staring at me and then tried to come inside the room. As soon as she stretched her big, skinny hand, I felt a soft touch at the back of my neck. I looked back and saw my mom was standing there. She looked like a reflection. She then said in a low voice, "Robbie, get up. Switch on the lights." I don't know from where I got the courage at the time. I jumped from my bed and switched on the lights. I saw no one at the window. Just the dark lake stood outside. I shut the window immediately, and that night, I stayed with another classmate. I spoke to no one about this except to my friends Chris and Bernie. Bernie and Chris said, my mom loves me so much that she actually came to save my life that night. After all, love surpasses all evil in this world. I cried hearing this, but their words gave me hope and positivity. I don't care if you believe my story, but I am happy that my parents are still watching my back from wherever they are now. I finished my schooling there last year, but as long as I stayed in the convent, none of us ever opened the window again.
Okay, first of all, I already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna do that little jump scare, so you should look at the roof while it does that while I look away. Yep. How was that all for you? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop it here and make another video about the another day. Cause sadly, I cannot make the videos too long, or it's gonna go all bad. Like really bad storage and that stuff will go and start. So I'm gonna have to end the video right here. But I will save this video and we will continue this another day. So hold on, let me check who the creator is of this thing. IMR Scary Tales. Thank you so much for your story. These stories, and that was quite a one, if you know what I'm saying. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoy your day, and bye bye. I hope you have a great day or night. I don't know, but have a great night or day.